Good morning, Facebook. What happened? Remember a few months ago it was so hot out here you couldn't stand it? Now look what happened. 1.5 feet of snow last night. What I'm doing here is we're going to insulate hives. I'm going to show you guys how I put these covers on, so stay tuned. Okay, welcome back to Fern Valley Farms YouTube channel, where on this channel we're all country on here. Today what we're doing is we're insulating our beehives. I know, right? Why don't you do it while it's warmer out? But you know what? I didn't want to put these covers on that soon. I didn't want to insulate these guys that soon because it's been kind of nice out still. It really hasn't been that cold. Now with all this snow, it's going to get colder now at night, obviously. And they're doing okay. You can, if I put my ear up to one of these holes in the back or in the front, you could hear them. You could hear them in there buzzing. So I'm like, you know, I'm just going to do this and be done with it. About another week or so, I'm going to put sugar cakes in here. I'll do another video on that. I did make a video on how I built these this insulation. All this is 3/4 inch insulation. Go to the video, you'll see how I did it. This is Gorilla Tape around here. This Gorilla Tape is really, really strong. You put this stuff on, you can't peel it back off. If you do, you'll tear the outside of this off. But this is, like I said, this is pretty simple. If you go to my other video, you can watch how I built these things. You know, there's different theories on insulating your hives. Some guys don't do it, some guys do. Some people say if you insulate them and you keep them too warm, then they're going to eat up all their stores and they could starve out by spring. Other people say no, insulate it when it warms up during the day. They'll uncluster, they'll eat, cools off, they'll cluster back up. I'm going to insulate them just for a little extra protection. These things are pretty warm in here. I put these first two on. You guys don't need to see me how I do all these. You can kind of figure this out. I'll do hive number 3 here. But I'm going to insulate them just to give a little bit extra protection because we're out here in the country. I built this wind block back here over the summertime. That's north, that's south. They get southern sun all summer long if it's out. The north, obviously, it was blowing pretty hard last night. You should have seen it out here. It was crazy. So I'm going to insulate them. Like I said, some guys don't. Some people say they've been fine for thousands and thousands of years without us, which is true. But, you know, we've gotten smarter as we progress here as the time went by. So it can't hurt to insulate them. Just a little bit of extra protection. There are vent holes. There's a vent hole here. There's an upper entrance vent hole here. I don't have these upper entrances because this is my candy board feeder. There's a video on that also. You can go check that out. These are screened so nothing can get in there because once I put candy board in there, which you'll see, I'm going to make that this week. I'll do a video, and I'm going to put pollen patties in here in the spring. I don't want anything going in here. If the yellow jackets come out soon, whatever, I don't want nothing going in there and you know, helping themselves. So this upper entrance has got a number 8 hardware cloth behind it, so nothing can get in there. But that's a vent hole. These are vent holes. This is insulated. I did a video on this. This is my insulated inner cover. The cold won't kill your bees, the moisture will. Now, some people say the cold will kill your bees. But generally, my opinion, the cold ain't going to kill them, the moisture will. This is insulated. They build up condensation on the inside. If that condensation can't escape, all that water freezes on the inside. When it warms up, it drips all of your bees, kills them. These holes, there's one on the back, there's one on the other side of this too. These holes will allow that air to escape. So any kind of condensation that's in there is going to rise. This has got actually insulation underneath the roof too. Any condensation that can't build up because the warm air is going to rise, it's going to escape here, it's going to escape here, also on the back. Obviously the outer entrance is open. One little tip to keep in mind, if it snows heavy, go out and check your bees. Make sure that those entrances are open. I came out here with a broom this morning and I cleaned all that out. And one thing that I was noticing when I was cleaning it, and I got an old screwdriver out here, some of that snow had blown in there on hive number 1. That snow had blown in there and froze. If I didn't look, that would have stayed frozen. Those bees can't get out of there. And that's bad. The bees need to come out because they'll do their cleansing flights when it gets warm out. Bees won't go to the bathroom in their hives. They wait till a nice day. They might hold it for 2-3 weeks, a month. Then they'll come out, fly around, do their business, go back in. I'll try and catch that. I'll see if I can catch that on a video one of these days. If I can catch a cleansing flight. But you want them to be able to get out. If it's a nice day, they want to come out. You know, so you want to let them out. So I kind of think that's everything. Just make sure if you clean up the front of your hives, make sure that entrance is open so they can come out if they want. I was cleaning that out, and one bee came out, but he went right back in. They are really defensive this time of year. They don't like you messing with them. So, and they'll come right at you. They're protecting their stores, and they don't want you messing with them. So I'm just going to do one video here really quick, show you how I put these things on. Like I said, 3/4 inch Jones Mansville insulation, Gorilla tape, and I bought this heavy duty, like I said, go check out the video, but I bought this heavy duty Velcro. It's made, it's supposed to be weatherproof, we'll find out. I spent enough money on it, it better be. This stuff, when it sticks, it really grabs. So I got Velcro holding this thing together. You know, some guys will staple, you know, black roofing paper to it. I don't want to put all them staples in my hives. You know, I spent a lot of time building this stuff and trying to keep it nice and neat looking. I don't want to staple roofing paper to the outsides. The whole theory on that is the black paper will reflect the heat, and that'll help keep things warm. I don't want to put all them staples in my hives. So I spent a little bit of money, built these things. You could buy sheets of this stuff. You can cut it to whatever size your hive is. This is good. This is my standard winter setup. 2 deeps, candy board box, I just call it, and my insulated inner cover, and then the way the roof is set. So I got more hives to build this winter for next spring when I start doing my splits. So this is pretty much going to be my standard, you know, my standard setup here. Well, there's one come out right now. He's probably going to come after me, right? You can go back in. All I do is set this on here, put this here, pops right underneath the roof. See how nice that is? Let me adjust this camera here so you guys can see. I'm trying to do this one-handed again. Hold on. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, all right, that's the fronts. Let me grab the other one here. I've got these all numbered too, so I know which ones are which. Here's number 4. This stuff is nice and sturdy. And the nice thing about this is it stacks. When you're done with it in the wintertime, you just put all on top of each other and it'll stack. There we go. See, it just pops. This actually is maybe 1/8 of an inch too high. I guess when I built these, I forgot. I didn't take some measurement with the duct tape, but it's fine. It's barely anything. Everything is still sealed up. So that's how the front goes on. This stuff should hold up over the winter. That Gorilla tape is really, really strong. Let me get the rest of the sides here. That's number 3. And I've got it made for the sides to fit. You can see where I've cut out the notches for the handles, and I just kind of number them so I know which side is which. This side will go right here. And of course there's snow underneath these now. That just pops on there. Velcro. This Velcro is really nice stuff. This stuff grabs. You can just see when I tear it apart. I mean, look at that. I mean, you really got to pull to get that apart. So hopefully this holds up over the winter. Because like I said, I spent enough money on this stuff. I could have probably done this when it was nicer out, but it really hasn't been that cold. So I'm just doing it now just to do it. Line all this up, push it together. Beautiful. We'll put the back piece on, come around the back. You guys can make these whatever size your hives are. You can kind of tweak it your own kind of invention here. Now this is going to cover up. I've got, these are my screen bottom boards. These boxes are screened, and there's just the tray that slides out, and there's a ventilation in the back. So this is totally covering that up now, so there's no more air. There's no more air now coming out that can get in from the back. So it should stay nice and toasty in there for these guys. We want to take care of our bees. We spent a lot of money on them. Hopefully everybody makes it through the winter okay. There's one out right now. I think I made him mad. But you can see I've got these adjusted so the upper entrances aren't covered up here. I got to move this one over just a little bit. There. Okay, that one's off just a hair, but that's okay. The vent hole is still open. It's hard when you're making this stuff and the hives are outside. You're out taking measurements. So anyways, that's kind of it. I'm going to go ahead and put the back. I want to put the other 3 sides on this one and we're done. So that's insulating your hives, getting them ready for the winter. Just a little bit of extra protection. So I am going to come back. It's supposed to be over, I don't know, the upper 30s over the weekend. I'm going to come out here, pop these roofs off, open up that, take the insulated inner cover off, slip the sugar candy inside there, close it back up. That's just another little extra added insurance as far as feed goes. Like some of the bees are coming out. They must be cold. So I just, the extra sugar candy, I fed them up really well. These hives were really heavy. Some of these hives were about 150 pounds a piece. I tried to make a video on weighing them, but it didn't come out right, and these things weren't balanced. They weren't balanced right, so I got to kind of tweak my invention here. But I did kind of weigh them all. They were all right around 140, 150. Now you got to take out you got to take the weight of the boxes off, obviously. So there was about 98 pounds. Now I would say 85 to 90 pounds of honey, or honey inside each one of these. They say a pound. What did they say? A pound. I forget. I'm not even gonna say that because if I'm wrong, I don't want you guys to hold me to it. So that should last until about January, probably February. But I'm gonna feed the sugar candy. I'm gonna put that in there, just a little extra. Just extra insurance to make sure that because what could happen is they could die out, they could starve to death in the spring. If we get some really bad weather and it's cold out and rainy, they won't come out. There's no honey in there for them to eat. They die. It's pretty simple. So we want to feed these guys really well. So you put the sugar candy in there. You could put fondant boards in there. You guys can research that. That's another type of feed. It's a solid mixture that forms rock solid, and they land on that and they can eat off of that also. I'm just going to do the sugar cakes because the fondant is like making candy, and you got to boil stuff at a certain temperature, and it's a lot of work. And if it's not right, it won't come out right. Sugar cakes are so easy. I'll show you when I do this video. So anyways, that's my story. I'm going to finish getting this done. I got to go back and finish plowing snow now. So hopefully you guys learned something from this. Consider subscribing to the channel. Support the channel. A lot more videos coming. But like I said, now we're Fern Valley Farm, so it's not only beehive stuff, it's everything. A lot of agricultural stuff, farm stuff, animals, all kinds. But all the bee videos are still here and are still coming. So please, like I said, consider subscribing. Hopefully you learned something. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you do subscribe, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button. Click the bell. You'll get a notification every time I make a video. So until next time, YouTube, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.